Welcome in, everybody. This is Too Much Movie Night. Follow along while we go back in time through our favorite movie night movies and see how well they hold up. I'm one of your three co-hosts, Brian. Beside me, I've got JJ.
Gringo!
And Steve.
Who the fuck is Schaefer?
Together each week, we'll spin our wheel to see which movie we'll be viewing. At the end of the pod, we'll rate our movie on our Too Much meter. We'll keep track of which movies hold up to be the best movie night movies. Thanks for listening in, and give us a follow to keep up with our weekly episodes. Welcome back, fellas.
Whoop, whoop.
Howdy, 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 howdy.
Howdy.
We are back. Hello, our wonderful audience. You are in for another episode of Too Much Movie Night. Thanks along for listening in. We're happy to have you. If this is your first time listening,
welcome.
I'm going to be one of your ho-hosts. Welcome. You've got me. We've got JJ.
You're one of the ho-hosts?
Ho-host.
The ho-host, yeah.
The ho-host?
Feeling a little slutty today, you know.
Okay. Get it, girl. Damn.
'Tis the season, man. It's almost Christmas time.
What?
Well, the listener may be listening around Christmas time. You
Yeah,
know, they're
maybe.
on their way to go see Grandma. They're like, hey, I just watched American Made, and I need to know what the Too Much crew thought about it.
That's
so
a good
they
point.
popped us in the old cassette player, and they're listening into their favorite podcast.
Or the old 8-track when this movie was kind of like in...
All right, don't date us there, you old
Well,
man. Come
I'm
on.
not dating us. I'm dating this movie. With this movie, where this movie takes place. American
Right,
Made.
it's all over the place.
It is all over the place.
This was right around when Steve turned 40, so, fresh in his prime.
This was his front nine. We're going to be going over. Well, this is going to be our historical fiction movie of the week. JJ's winning pick is going to be American Made. Well, JJ, tell us about the movie. What was your first interactions with this? Why'd you pick it?
You know, I honestly, I've seen it probably 2 or 3 times, probably twice since before this past week, and I don't know why it just kind of popped into my head, and it's definitely based on a true story, 100%. You can Google the actual main character, and everything that happened really happened, and
Well,
a little bit.
maybe it was maybe there was a true character, but that's
Based
probably
on true events.
Yeah,
based on a true character. But
Hollywood for show stretched it out a little bit.
even the fucking director called this like a what do you say, like a kind of a fun lie based upon a slight
Based on true events.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lie,
I saw
a
that
fun
too.
lie
Yeah.
based on true, something like that. Like, all right, that's funny.
But
This was great. I thought it was
yeah.
a slam dunk pick, JJ. I very much enjoyed it. This was the first time I've ever even heard of this movie. There's a chance I saw the trailer when it came out, but Tom Cruise doesn't typically get the needle moving for me much. I'm just not a fan of his, but I will say him and his that southern drawl, that accent he had going on. Sorry. No accents, too much. I gotcha. But I enjoyed it. I was excited to jump into this movie, and I really had not too much of an idea. I stayed away from the trailer. I jumped in blind, and unlike a blind person, I survived this swim.
Yeah, so I was really the same way. I remember seeing that when this movie came out, but I never saw it. Never even really made an effort to see it or anything like that. Which, but I am sort of a Tom Cruise fan. I've always liked a lot of his movies, but
I heard you and Tom Cruise look pretty similar.
Well,
Maybe not the face, but more so like in the size and the build.
He's probably I'm probably slightly taller than him, but
But yeah, it was a good movie, solid cast. Tom Cruise was in there. I will say, I'm just going to bring it up now. I won't bring it up too much during the movie, but the casting of Sarah Wright, the wife, was one of the worst of all time. Nothing to her, but a 21-year age difference.
oh
Come on.
yeah.
I'm really glad that they cast her in this movie. That's
Again,
all
nothing's
I'm gonna
wrong with
say.
her. I liked her, but I hate the stretch when we have to go for these like 20-year age differences. Now, I get it's Hollywood, so pulling somebody from the 60s, like Tom Cruise, like Julianne Moore, or Jennifer Grey, maybe that's not quite the direction. But let's jump a decade. Let's go into the 70s. You're telling me we can't get freaking Angelina Jolie as the wife? Katie Holmes? Rachel McAdams? Jennifer Connelly? Like, come on.
I mean, yeah, Jennifer Garner.
these.
Jennifer Garner would have been great.
Yeah, all of these, Kate Beckinsale, like all of these actors, female actors, are within 10 years of him and would have been great in this role. All right, y'all ready to jump into this trailer?
I want to hear it.
Lady wants to hear it.
This is the United States Drug Enforcement Agency. We are ordering you to land. All right, boys, let's land. What is he?
My name's Barry Seal.
As for the damage for your sister, hey, little darling, and your back.
Some of this shit really happened.
You never saw me.
Top of your class in the Civil Air Patrol. A pilot like you shouldn't be flying buses.
Welcome to Miami. Welcome to Bakersfield.
Haven't you ever wanted something more, Barry?
You should be serving your country.
You're CIA.
We need you to deliver stuff for us.
Oh, this is legal?
If you're doing it for the good guys.
Barry Seal's a goddamn genius!
You are an airline pilot, Barry. That's how you support this family.
This is gonna be good for us.
Is this all legal?
You trust me?
No.
We're expanding operations, Barry.
The devil you know, the devil you know, the devil you don't. Somebody know, the devil you know, the devil you don't.
Roscoe dug this up in the backyard. There are bills blowing around everywhere.
I'll rake it up in the morning.
ATF, drop your weapons!
Guns, drugs, money laundering.
Did y'all know that caddies have more trunk space than any other car? I'll get each and every one of you a caddy for your troubles. See, I'm gonna walk out of here. There ain't a damn thing any one of you can do about it.
He's free to go.
Wait a minute.
The boys should have taken the caddies. I was working for the CIA, the DEA, and Pablo Escobar.
1,500 kilos.
That's 1,500 kilos, Barry.
In one go.
Get it done.
In 1978, Baton Rouge pilot Barry Seal, who flies commercial jets for TWA, is recruited by a CIA case officer calling himself Monty Schaefer. He asks Seal, who's been smuggling Cuban cigars into the country via Canada, to fly reconnaissance missions for the CIA over Central America using a small, fast twin-engine Piper Smith Aerostar 600. Seal tells his wife, Lucy, he's still with TWA. So this movie moved way faster than I expected. When we kind of get the hint of him smuggling the cigars, I was like, all right, there's a little bit of smuggling into this movie. He's probably moving some stuff. But, like, we progress very fast from, like, multiple levels throughout this movie.
I agree. This was a fast-paced movie, and I think what really kind of made it more fast-paced, I mean, guys, I saw that it was like an action comedy or comic kind of a thing, you know? But what also made it seem like really fast-paced was the camera movement. It was this wild, jiggly camera, which was reminded me of like watching the Friday Night Lights movie, you know, where it's just like moving all the time, constantly around, and it was like, holy shit, I'm getting dizzy almost watching this camera. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I definitely did. I didn't like the cockpit scenes for sure. The very opening scene where he's there with his buddy, he's like, "Oh, wake me up over Texas," and he's like shaking the whole damn plane. I get it's funny he's waking up his buddy that way, but what a dick. All those people back there sleeping. It's hard to sleep on an airplane for some people. But, like, right off the bat, I was sitting there asking myself, is this guy an asshole? Like, am I going to like him? I don't know.
No.
Kind of like scaring the shit out of people on an airplane.
He's a fucking asshole.
And you got to think about this, though. As a, like, a pilot, like, even for airlines or whatever, I mean, you're basically the truck drivers of the sky. And
they're more like the bus drivers of the sky.
The bus drivers of the sky, yeah. Commercial airline pilots are the bus drivers of the sky. And they get bored. I mean, just sitting there, like, you get a little bored. You got to have some fun. And I don't blame them for doing it. Now, if I were on that flight, yeah, I'd be fucking pissed. But, I mean, I could see myself being there like,
The fact that we don't have more cases of drinking and flying, I just don't get. Because, like, what do you have to be sober for? Takeoff and landing. That whole middle part, like, what are you going to hit? Really? What are you going to hit?
No, that's fair. I mean, if you have like a lengthy flight, if you're going, cross country or, across the world, then, dude, yeah, hit it up.
Stewardess! Mimosa!
Pop them bottles, man.
Or is it stewardess? Is that still
No,
what
it's
they
a
call
flight
them? Or
attendant.
are they
Flight attendants.
Okay.
Back in that day, it was probably stewardess. But
I was trying to be period.
Yes.
relevant.
But here's the thing, right? Is that for one thing, he's up there, and all of a sudden he starts like this dive and shit. Now, when you're flying and you're flying at altitude and you're on a commercial jet, yes, I'm going to give it to you, right?
This is what I was afraid
You're
of,
talking
JJ.
to Atlanta. Yeah. You're talking to the centers, right? There's Atlanta Center, there's Dallas Center, there's all these different centers around the country, a few different centers that control the airspace. And they're controlling even what altitude you're at. And so all of a sudden you decide to fucking start diving, they're going to be on the fucking radio going, "What the fuck are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? What's going on here?" And because they're expecting you to be at a certain altitude because other traffic may be going on those same air routes. There's routes in the sky like roads, and they may be on the same air route, but as 1,000 feet below you, you start fucking diving. You're like, what the fuck is going on, right? And then
I feel like a Dr. Pepper rolled under the pedal. My bad. Right. We kind of see his risk behavior throughout this whole movie. He makes a comment to it in one of his motel tapes that he makes, but he's like, "Yeah, I probably should have asked more questions." If you guys are addressed by somebody who hints that he is with CIA, some big government agency is recruiting you, how trusting? Like, he seemed very trusting to jump all into this shit. Like, fuck it, you show me a dope ass plane, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. No questions asked. Like, that's just very.
I mean, I don't think he ever showed him any credentials or anything like that, right? He never said
because he never confirms he's CIA. He just finesses it the whole
time.
time.
And we're going to call your company some kind of little anagram of CIA, IAC, or something like that, And
I would have to do it. I would be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. This guy has this great opportunity for you to do something crazy that nobody else is doing, and it's basically almost like the way that it was portrayed, like no, you have your own company, you have your own plane, this is a legit business, you just kind of do other things.
And I love how quick his wife is like, "Wait, what the fuck do you know about running a business? What do you know about doing anything except flying that damn airplane out there?" And he's just like, yeah, I got it.
Fuck it.
In the 1980s, Schaefer asked Seal to start acting as a courier between the CIA and Panama. During a mission, the Medellin cartel picks Seal up and asks him to fly cocaine on his return flights to the United States. Seal accepts and starts flying the cartel's cocaine to Louisiana, delivering the drugs via airdrop in the countryside instead of landing in an airport. The CIA turns a blind eye to the drug smuggling, but the DEA tracks Seal down. To avoid the authorities, Seal and his family must relocate to the remote town of Mena, Arkansas, and his wife comes to accept the wealth generated by his new life. The small town gradually becomes wealthy as the hub of U.S. cocaine trafficking.
So his whole thing with happened to be in Colombia, but it didn't really say why he was in Colombia.
He was probably because he made such good friends with General Noriega that he most likely Noriega was like, "Hey, do you want to make a couple bucks and deliver something
you
for me?
want a party?"
And he was just like, "Word, bro," and got down on that, delivered, and came back.
The fact that he didn't have red flags going up before this even happened, because he said he was doing this for 2 years before this happened. He's getting shot at taking these pictures. Are you not shooting up red? Like, I know he asked for the raise at this point. He's like, "Oh, you really like my photos? Now, well, we need to talk about a raise." Dude, you're getting shot at. The first flight where that happens, we're re-talking it. We're renegotiating everything. Like, but I don't know if it's just the love of flying, the love of the thrill for him. But he really, like, they showed him as not being phased at all. I feel like through that first little sequence of him flying through those gunshots, it was just, yeah, I'm in the airplane. I get to do what I want. I got my own plane.
I think that was kind of what it is in a lot of ways. So like from the shows, like from watching it, it was just like more like this thrill that he had, even like getting an engine shot down, and now I'm shutting down an engine and still flying low, and I got one engine, and I'm over fucking Central America, and I'm still gotta have to fly all the way back over the fucking, over the fucking Gulf to get back to my home here with one engine. Like, holy fuck. That's crazy.
I love how they make his nickname in the movie, the gringo that delivers, like the guy that always comes through and yada yada yada. But in real life, his actual name was El Gordo.
Yeah, because the dude, he was like over fucking 300. He was like over fucking 300 pounds. Like when he, especially like when he died, like talking about that he was over 300 pounds. And because I looked up some pictures of him. You see any pictures of him? Oh yeah, he's a big boy. He's a big boy.
He's a biggin. He's a biggin.
Which is funny. One of his first loads of drugs that he has, he's making fun of the fat
The
fuck
fat
that can't,
dude, right?
holding down his jet.
I'm already 1,000 pounds overweight, and you want me to fly this fat fuck?
Look at this fat fuck.
I either fly him or I fly the product.
I mean, I think this is going to be the theme in the movie, but he's got not only some stones to be doing all of this, but he has no problem. I mean, obviously Pablo Escobar wasn't Pablo Escobar at that time, but like telling all of these guys, no, I'm done. Like, he drew a line and he stood in front of that line and would not let those guys cross it in many situations. And to me, it was just, it shows difference. I'd be willing to bend over, I think, probably for these guys.
But
I don't know what the fuck they do.
especially like you're talking like that scene where he's flying out the first batch of cocaine,
that short runway,
right? Yeah, they're gonna pay him fucking like $2,000 for every 2.2 pounds. So he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make a fucking killing right here,
Yeah,
I
think that scene where he's walking in front of the crosses and he's like, yeah, so are these your other pilots? And the guy, I can't remember his name, but he's like,
Jorge.
They were
Chucho.
not good pilots. But does Jorge give all of his pilots, like a cross or a rosary before they take off?
I bet not.
Yeah, they know that he's a crazy SOB. They're like, yeah, fuck it, he's gonna try it. So here, you need this more than I do, man.
He was nervous about. I could tell. I could feel for him. He was nervous in that situation. Like, am I gonna fucking clear these trees? Because that's the thing I have to clear, right? If I can clear these trees, then I'll be okay. But
well, luckily he had propellers on the front of that bitch because he did clear out those trees. Fucking just scraped them clean, like top 10 feet.
Which again, so here I am, fucking like trimming those trees. I'm afraid it would have fucking bent the propellers a little bit. So it would have sucked something into those turboprop engines.
So before we switch up to the next one, how do you think the wife went here? So he shows up middle of the night, out of nowhere, 4 a.m., says, hey, we've got 2 hours before the cops are here. No questions asked. I need you to pack up the car. We're leaving. Are you guys, no questions asked, you guys think you could trust your spouse enough to say, fuck it, I'm going to grab my stuff, no questions asked, get in the car, and leave? Because I'm the kind of person, I need to know what's going down. I'd pack my shit up, I think. I'd listen. But you got to give me some details here.
Yeah.
Like the fact that she wasn't willing there at first. Like, she came around to it, but like, God, the thought of leaving everything in a 2 hours notice.
Do you trust me? No, I don't. Because you're kind of a fuck up, really, Barry.
I mean, in all honesty, he is, but I have a go bag, and shit goes down. And I've had the discussion with Hallie. I was like, if shit goes down, like, we grab the go bag and we get the fuck out.
If Hallie runs, if Hallie runs in and says, JJ, we gotta go now, and you'd be like, okay, let's go. Or you'd be like, what the fuck? Why are we going? What's going on? She's like, just shut up and go. Like, what? Fuck you. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? Like, I would probably be like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not going anywhere until you tell me what the fuck is happening.
I would grab a jacket and grab like all the guns and be like, let's talk in the car, let's go. Like,
oh, I'd spend at least 10 minutes in front of the pantry. I'm like, all right, what snacks do I need? Is this a long trip? Is this a short trip? Do I need like beef jerky? Do I need trail mix? Do I need to grab some fruit? Like, what do we? Yeah, I'd be so.
And where are we going to stop for snacks along the way? Are we?
Are we taking Gatorade bottles? Do I get pee breaks? Do I have to hold it? Am I just water? Do I need Propel packets?
Do I have the wisdom so I can just stop and just pee right through the pants? Or your pants leg down the pants?
Or just throw it out the window, just kind of like wing it up there.
It's called a wisdom?
That's the.
Have I never showed you the wisdom?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's like a condom that's the length of your leg. So you like run it, you roll it up on your dick. It goes down the length of your pants, so you can pee in public places. Like when we go to concerts.
Oh, that's beautiful at concerts.
Public events. Yeah, you just kind of like lift your leg like a quarter inch, and you just pee. And the pee just is really warm. It runs down your leg. It's kind of weird. But yeah, you just kind of pee on the ground, and then you keep walking and move. But like, yeah, we'll go to the amphitheater, fucking concert. And all of a sudden, I look over at my dad, and he's like slowly leaning over to his left. I'm like, why are you standing crooked? Well, you don't want to be down the hill. And this asshole stand at the top of the hill at the amphitheater and just watch it rush forward. But yeah, it's called a wisdom. Dope as hell. Best investment you'll spend, JJ.
WHIZ.
It is weird having a condom hang from your dick. That part's the hard part.
What if you want to wear shorts?
Yeah, that's the challenging part. I've tried to do that a few times,
and
you got to like roll it up, and then you rubber band it to your thigh, and then you drop it when you pee, and you roll. Yeah, it's not as easy. That's my thing.
Unless you're in a car. If you're in a car, then it's fine because you can just like put it directly into like a Gatorade bottle.
Oh no, I'd hang out the window. Crack the door, and just droop it, let it flop.
I'd be afraid of the flow.
It's $5 a piece.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they're reusable though.
I got some though, man. I have some extras when you come. It'll be attached to the bottle of Blanton's.
Hold up. Okay, I'm down for that. Hold up. What the fuck did you just say, Brian?
They're reusable.
Yeah, they're reusable.
The fuck do you rinse it, like throw it in the
Yes.
dishwasher?
Well,
I take it in the shower with me. I rinse it out and I hang it over the shower, let it dry,
and roll it back up for the next time.
Oh, I never thought about rolling it back up. I would just leave it this long elephant trunk looking someday. Looks like a rubber belt hanging in my closet.
like just a long fucking one of those like shrink tubes.
Yeah, not a sponsor, folks. By the way, not a sponsor, but
this thing was fucking mentioned on the Today Show.
Yes.
Dude, they're genius. They're fucking. Steve used to take them to freaking like lacrosse tournaments. Take the boys to their sports shit. He sit there and he's over there behind the stadium looking all creepy, watching the game, peeing in the corner. Little girls are coming up there asking him for directions. Go, stand away. I just gotta finish this real quick, you know. All right, we're moving on.
I am never wearing sandals around you, asshole.
Later, Schaefer asks Seal to run guns to Nicaraguan countries. To the Nicaraguan Contras, based in Honduras. Seal realizes that the Contras are not serious about the war and just want to get rich, and he starts trading the guns to the cartel. The CIA set up the Contras training base in Mina, and Seal flies the Contras in, but many of them escape as soon as they arrive.
Getting moved to Mina, and automatically he just like comes and picks you up. Schaefer is there, and he's like, hey, come with me. And now, congratulations, you have your own airfield.
And 2,000 acres.
Right.
2,000 acres.
I love that he tells him, too, like, hey, let's make this quick, otherwise my wife might leave me. Like, she's pissed. The faucet doesn't work. Doesn't look like the lights work at this point.
She's got fucking nothing, right? This house is a disaster. She's pissed. She's like, you fucking up and move me in the middle of the night to this shit, you know? And
she's willing to go back to KFC. She doesn't care.
And but in the meantime, like, he's out fucking like, all right, I'm going to go fucking gallivant around Mina with this dude, some dude who shows up. She has no idea, right? So he's out there fucking gallivanting Mina and like seeing, okay, wow, I got this cool new hangar with fucking, you know, this and all this land and this new airstrip. This is badass. Woo!
I mean, that's where even the first time that I watched this movie, that's where I was like, there's something fishy going on. That's immediately where the red flags started flying up for me. The fact that they were just like, yeah, here's 2,000 acres. Be like, okay.
But I think at this point, too, he's realizing I'm so far in, I really don't have a leg to fucking stand on.
No, I mean, he definitely doesn't. Like, he's basically their puppet no matter what.
And it's a theme we kind of see with many movies, TV shows, where people go in to kind of work as a government operative, but not actually working for the government. Like, once you get in there, if they want to just say peace, adios, you're fucked. You're stuck holding the bag.
They're just being taken advantage of.
Yeah, and it's like I think he kind of saw that and said, all right, I'm going to take advantage of the situation that y'all are taking advantage of and reap all the benefits I possibly can before this comes tumblings down, you know? Because he knows what happens to guys like this that do shit like this. He's very much in the know.
I don't know if he does, but when he...
I mean, later on in the movie.
But when he's negotiating with Schaefer, and Schaefer, you know, he's like, hey, at some point I'm going to need some more money. And Schaefer's like, you'll figure it out. I guess so. He's like, okay, I'm fucking left to figure it out. So...
Right. I don't... Kind of like the government's, I don't give a shit what you do. Just get us what we need kind of a thing. Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact that he's like, you know what? I'm gonna drop these guns off to these guys. He gets fucking robbed. Like, shoes are gone, sunglasses are gone, all of his shit's gone. The next go round, he's like, you know what they need? Booze and porn.
Porn. That's right, booze and porn.
He shows up
and
with
good
a box.
booze too. It's freaking Irish whiskey there,
like, and some Chevys. He showed up with some Chevys. He's rolling with him.
And he's like, you know what? Fuck it. These guys are
tense with that baseball bat too. He's like, fuck off, amigo, damn it, amigo.
Yeah. What? Okay. The fuck.
Well, I think it's because the guns. I think probably guns seem too threatening, and he doesn't want to get shot. But he's gonna make sure he's got something to swing with a little bit more power. But yeah,
well,
it was
have the
totally
bat in
of
one
those...
hand, fire a couple shots out the plane while you're driving in, clear the crowd out a little bit, and be like, "I bring boobs and booze. Y'all calm down."
The best of the bees. Come on.
But I mean, and then the bright idea of, hey, we're gonna go ahead and just, you know, bring the drugs to these guys and take the guns to the Colombians, and it sounds great.
Now business is booming so much, I gotta fucking build my army here, or build my Air Force, I guess, right? Build my little fucking Air Force here, and so Mina fucking starts taking off. But Mina has a lot of charm.
No, it does have
He said that like 7 times.
It has a lot of charm, which means it has 0 charm.
0 fucking charm. He's just trying.
Like when you tell your friend you're going to, hey, no, she's got a great personality.
Yeah.
He's got a great personality.
Or when you're telling your kids when you're moving to a new place of like, it'll be a lot of fun there. You'll make lots of friends.
You're going to make lots of new friends. All the kids are fucking weird. If you're all of a sudden the new guy in town and you're buying up all this land because it's under his name and you start running all this cash, you have now 5 employees that are flying for you.
It's also the 80s though, so cash is cash at that point.
Yeah, this is before you had to set up or anything over $10,000 or $9,999 or anything like that was reported to the government.
It's a little different. The fact that he's got 4 banks with over 10 million each, like, holy crap.
Well, because
of course that's going to raise some flags.
Because there were computers to track this shit. It was all kept locally.
Right. It was all kept locally. So, you know, you understand that the sheriff is getting paid off in a way.
No, he just got Arkansas tickets.
Jesse Plemons. Fuck no, he just
got himself some tickets to the big game
because he's a good dude,
sweet neighbor. Yeah,
I mean,
you got to remember this is almost the South,
and he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot for the community.
He is doing a lot for the community. Everybody has some badass fucking cars, except for the sheriff.
Even JB.
It's just baffling to me that like here's small town USA. Old Big Dick comes rolling in, and next thing you know, everybody's like just taken care of, and it's not raising any flags in like anywhere. I'm sure the town football field is named after him.
That was one of those like I'd pull back a little bit. You're making a little bit too much.
You're making a lot of waves here, man. I mean,
you're being a big fish here in this little bitty pond.
He's remodeling his house, and he's like, we've got so much money, we don't know what to do with it.
It looked like a putt-putt golf course a part of it. Like, what the fuck were they
doing? Dude, when it ultimately became that pink, that pink house was like, what the fuck?
But it's like when you're remodeling it, when you're doing this, why not think of like, okay, we're gonna dig like 3 stories down into the ground with a shitload of concrete, and we're gonna have a safe and secure place that nobody other than me, my wife, and the builders that did the job know how to get into.
You think, but this is another example about people being bad with money.
Oh.
Like now, I'm sitting here as a person who's never had a Samsonite full of cash, but the fact that he's so fucking lazy and nonchalant about, oh yeah, I'll rake up the hundreds later. Like, dude, like at what point do you not just cash out? You have so much money you don't even know what to do with. You literally cannot hide enough of this money to the point that your fucking workers are just stealing backpacks. Or,
he said he had
hundreds of grand.
$4 million buried in his backyard.
Just buried in his backyard.
$8 million in Samsonite. So all this other money. Why not just fucking? At what point do you just say, okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm out.
No,
I'm
you
done.
can't, though.
Why?
You can't.
Why?
Yeah, you can. You grab the money, you go overseas, you get the fuck out.
Well,
you live the rest of your life in
that
Belize.
is the only way. You can't do it if you're going to maintain an operation.
And that's why he should have checked out.
He should have left that to Bob, the guy with the snake around his neck. You know.
Yeah.
By the time the cartel realizes that he's not there anymore, all you tell him, hey, I'm going on a 2-week vacation. My boys are going to hold you. You got 2 weeks to disappear. You could build a boat out of your cash. Literally, side and line this boat with cash. And just bothered me.
But I mean, like, okay, if you quit, the cartel's going to kill you.
But that's what you got. Go hide. Go hide.
Maybe not. Maybe they won't.
But
they don't
build an igloo.
But then the CIA, either
little money doll.
I don't know if the CIA would even give a shit, right? Because they're like, okay,
They want Pablo.
We'll find somebody else that's going to fucking funnel our guns to wherever we want to go or whatever that may be.
Some
right?
other expendable American citizen, taxpaying.
So they don't care.
American
Like somebody,
Possibly.
it's like why even expend the resources of trying to find somebody who used to do this for us? We could just get somebody else to do it. You know, that guy fucking took his money and ran. Whatever. We never gave him any money. He made his money on the outside from doing this shit. So like we don't care.
I mean, yeah, they technically could just be like burn bags.
Burn bags, we're done.
Oh, they
and
did.
so they wish they did.
Seal makes so much money, he buries it in suitcases in his backyard. Seal's freeloading brother-in-law, JB, moves in, needing a job. Eventually, he starts stealing money from the Seals and is arrested after Sheriff Joe Downing catches him with a briefcase full of laundered cash. With JB out on bail, Seal gives him money and a plane ticket to Bora Bora and tells him to get lost for his safety. JB demands weekly cash and insults Lucy. As Barry chases after him, JB is killed in his car by a bomb placed by the Medellin cartel, who was previously promised to take care of JD.
Here you see the reach of the cartel and why you don't quit.
It wasn't because it wasn't not quitting. It was because these dudes, because JB was about to like fuck over.
He was the threat.
He
to
was
their
the threat
operation.
to the operation.
So he's with Pablo and Jorge. They're in a meeting with a big banker, and he's sitting back in the back, and his beeper starts going off. And then it keeps going off, and everybody finally turns around like, "What the fuck are you doing, gringo?" And he's like, "I need a phone," only to realize his brother-in-law has been arrested. So he flies back home. He gets the situation taken care of. Then he gets on the phone with the cartel, and he's talking to the Medellin guys, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, no, don't worry, it's just a family issue." And they're like, "Oh yeah, your brother-in-law. Don't worry, we've already taken care of it."
We'll take care of it, yeah.
And he's like, no, I've got it. They're like, no, we'll take care of it. They already know. So was the phone tapped? Or how are they keeping track of Barry?
That's a good point. I think they're probably keeping tabs on what he's doing to make sure, that him and his family are okay, that they're not talking to the DEA, that they're not fucking the cartel over, But then once JB gets arrested and gets fucking hemmed up, now they're like, okay, this dude's a problem and we're going to take care of it.
But how do they know?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that they're probably watching the family and seeing to make sure that the family is again that they're not involved with the CIA or with the FBI or whatever else.
You look at them how you will, scum of the earth, fucking drug dealers, drug cartel people. They're not fucking stupid.
No,
they're
and
one of the most successful businesses in the world for a reason.
And that's what I'm saying.
Good
Like
at what they do.
they
They're
have more money in their like cartel. Like Elon Musk, whoever the fuck is not the richest person in the world.
They have more money blowing in their backyard than most of these fucking countries do.
Compared
Like, come
to
on.
like the cartels and everything like that. So, and that's why I'm saying, like, y'all were talking about, oh, why didn't you just cut and run? Oh, you go to a new country. No, they will fucking find you.
The FBI soon catches wind of the streets of Mina, not helped by JB's reckless spending, and eventually the CIA shuts down the program and abandons Seal, who is arrested by the FBI, DEA, ATF, and Arkansas State Police simultaneously. Seal escapes prosecution by making a deal with the White House. Seal manages to get the pictures, but the White House releases them as propaganda. So I read that this simultaneous arrest didn't actually happen simultaneously. You know, they came after him one by one, as far as the real guys.
I'm sure he actually he got arrested by one office, and then slowly but surely, after the investigation and search warrants were rolled out, that, yeah, we need more than just us on this. And so everybody started submitting their claims in.
Well, until his friend the president saved him. Which, did y'all notice we had 5 U.S. presidents either mentioned or seen throughout this movie?
5? Yeah. No. I know there was Carter and Reagan.
And Truman and Bush. And
I remember they mentioned Truman, Bush,
and Clinton.
Oh, I guess Clinton was too. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So, okay,
he was in
technically
Arkansas.
Bush was a vice president.
I mean, none of them were
at the
actively.
time.
No, this was Bush's son.
This was Bush.
When
he was sitting in the White House with him. He was like, "Oh, you a pilot too? Me too. I was in the National
subtitles
Guard."
on it, pops up
I didn't
George W.H. Bush.
Yeah, I don't like subtitles.
And then
It's
Clinton
George
was,
W, not
senator.
W.H. W.H.
No,
was
it's nothing. It's just W. Y'all get it right.
W. I really kind of dug actually some of the flying stuff when they were first they're flying over. And the fucking, the DEA comes with their jets, or whoever it was with their jets, just like, wow.
Oh, yeah, that really big one, the fast one.
Yeah, the fast one. They're like, all right, these guys, all right, hey, turn back out to sea, boys. Let's go.
Yeah.
go 115.
Knots,
lower the flat. And then the next time, hey, DEA, we fucking learned.
But did you know that Tom Cruise actually did that portion of the flying? He did most of his flying scenes.
Well, because he learned it from fucking Top Gun.
Well, yeah, I guess he's actually a good pilot. But they said he crash landed 4 different airplanes, practiced it before they actually did that scene or whatever. But I didn't realize how much he actually did as far as the flying scenes, which was, all right, I'll give Tom Cruise a little bit more. I know he's famous for that Mission Impossible movie where he did a stunt and broke his ankle and still finished the thing. But, all right. Maybe not a Tom Cruise fan, but maybe I don't hate him. Maybe he's not my Tobey Maguire.
Does he run in this movie? Because I've heard Tom Cruise runs in just about every movie that he's been in before, but I don't know if he runs in this movie.
I
don't think he does.
I don't think he does.
Is this a movie where he doesn't run in?
Because the only time he would is when he crashes the plane and he hops on the bike, but he just bikes out.
No, he hobbles over to that kid and throws him money. He's like, "This is for you, your sister."
Yeah. Every other movie, Tom Cruise is running. He's running in it every time. But I guess this movie.
And by the way,
not.
where does somebody get a set of aviators that are that skin tight that you wouldn't get all that cocaine in your eyes? And they leave that perfect eyeglass mark around you.
They don't.
Because
you just have to buy goggles for that.
That's. I was sitting there. I was like, man, I've flown small planes before. I went through hey, I'm getting my pilot's license. I'm gonna wear aviators, and I wore nothing but aviators, and moved on to Oakleys.
But did you ever crash with cocaine? If you crashed with cocaine, you would know that you would probably have that.
Steve, JJ does not spill his cocaine.
You don't.
No.
You don't.
He does not spill his cocaine. No.
That's too much right there. Too
much.
But could you imagine? how fucking much I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the range of those small planes, but fuck, man, to fly from like imagine like flying from like South America all the way up the Gulf of Mexico at that low altitude like that, how much fuel they're burning, because they're burning a shit ton of fuel flying that low.
So I flew only single prop, not double prop. So like there were times where it was like, you know, maybe we're getting 2.5 hours out of, you know, a full tank versus, you know, maybe 5 hours out of a full tank, depending on which, like what heading we were on.
Yeah, the photos getting released was some bullshit.
There was a lot of stuff happened right there, man. That was actually a lot. That was probably about 20 minutes of the movie between JB getting killed, him getting arrested, and then flying for those other guys and getting the photos. Right? Yeah, he got arrested by everybody.
He gets arrested by all of the agencies, all of the alphabet gang.
And it's funny how it's funny how cocky he is too about like, oh, I'm getting out of here, it's no big deal. And then when he finds out who busted it or like who let him out, not at all who he thought it was gonna be.
Well, he has no idea. He's like, yeah. He gets out of the police station, you know, after blatantly bribing them, and they're like, oh, you want to add another 25 years for bribery? And he's like, no, I'm just letting you know I get to go back and buy you all Cadillacs right now because I'm walking out of here. Like, big dick energy. Good job, Tom.
Yes.
You got to give him props on that. Like,
and
that
then
was
his cool little line as he walks away. Should have took the caddy.
Oh yeah, like
so smooth, just swag out the wazoo.
I mean, you gotta love and respect that moment. But then he gets straight up taken in this car. He walks out, and there's a car waiting for him. He gets in, and he's like, so, yeah, Schaefer set this all up? And the guy, who the fuck is Schaefer?
Cool. We ready for 6?
Yes.
Seal is convicted, but sentenced to only 1,000 hours of community service.
Yeah.
Moving from motel to motel, making video recordings of his experiences. Seal fears an explosion anytime he starts his car, as his community service is performed at the same Salvation Army building every night. Seal cannot hide from this cartel and is shot dead by assassins. The CIA destroys all evidence of connecting them to Seal. After Seal is dead, the CIA continues smuggling. Instead of using Iran to get guns into the Contrans, as proposed by Schaefer.
Well, I was going to say, I can understand changing motels every night.
But what's the point if you're going to the same place every single night at the same time?
Well, here's my deal. First off, you should have stashed your money better, so that way you can have a reserve. Because the house got raided by the FBI. The wife goes back to Baton Rouge. He is in Baton Rouge and serving his... Well, okay, actually, he's in Arkansas in the movie. But in real life, he gets to serve his community service back in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, to be with his family, which is where he gets killed. But why not change your car out?
I guess my big question is, even before this, I'm surprised he made it to the trial. The fact that he even lived that long by the cartel surprised the hell out of me. Like, I don't know. The moment my picture goes up on the TV, I know the cartel's going to see it. I would be packing up as many of those suitcases I could, grabbing a moving truck, and packing the family. We're moving to fucking Canada and making attempts to get over to Europe. Like, I just didn't get... I mean, I get sending your family to Baton Rouge, but I honestly wouldn't even trust that. Even if you're away from your family, I still feel like they would kill your family just to stick it to you more. So, like, I don't know. I would have been fucking running immediately. You had so much money. So much money. Get the fuck out of there, dude. Go buy a submarine. Take a submarine to freaking Europe with all your cash. Fly an airplane. You do that all the time.
So, I mean, I agree. I see that, and I'm like, yeah, why not fucking take the big-ass plane that you had, load your kids up, load up all your money and shit like that before the FBI shows up to your house, get the fuck gone. Yeah, that makes sense. But also, why not even just ship the kids and the wife off somewhere else? You go to your court hearing, get your sentence, and then run out on them.
See, here's the thing. I think that I think that the fucking Louisiana fucked him. Because, I mean,
do you think they did that on purpose?
I don't think so. I think that they were I think they were trying to allow him, okay, we're going to give him a little bit of leniency, right? He's been good for the U.S. He's done a lot of service in a lot of ways, but so we're going to let him off. We're just going to do 1,000 hours of community service, but at the same fucking place, right? Now, okay, Barry, you fucking know now that the cartel is probably after you. Now, you're not going to petition the court to say, hey, you guys are getting me fucking killed here at all. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, why?
Well,
why isn't he in witness protection?
In the movie, he was like, wait, I have to leave?
Well, but he was
like,
do I have to?
No, he was just saying, wait, I'm free? You guys are letting me go? He was surprised that they were letting him go. Not necessarily I have to look, you're gonna fucking kill me.
His next comment though was do I have to, or something along those lines.
Yeah, he drops that do I have to go? Because in his mind he was going to use jail as kind of I'm protected. I'm not going to get
Which I don't see
killed.
how you could think that. They've got reach inside a prison, dude.
Oh,
come
yeah.
on. Has he not seen TV shows?
Well, and that's why I don't think anything
No shit.
any strings were pulled until his trial, because it's okay, are we going to kill him in jail? Or are we going to kill him
I mean, has he not seen Law Abiding Citizen? People fucking dig tunnels to prisons.
Come on. Jeez. But totally, I don't know, man. I would have jet. What's the worst gonna happen? They're gonna throw you in jail. I get it. You only got 1,000 hours, but you're as good as dead if you stay in the United States. And I just feel that should have been very well understood. Pablo Escobar was, I mean, they made your buddy piss his pants, scaring the shit out of you, just as a joke, because they were threatening to kill.
Right? Yeah, they were already fucking threatening you a little bit.
You have that much money, just jet. Go live on a fucking island. Go buy an island. Live on the island.
Which, let's shoot back to that.
Take that money that's buried in your fucking backyard.
Or the one in your closet. Or in the shoe boxes. Or in the cereal boxes. It's everywhere.
Let's shoot back to the photo shoot in the plane. His co-pilot, Dan, is so fucking nervous whenever they're talking about, whenever the DEA director is yeah, no, you just push this button, it takes cameras, have 50 reels, and they'll just take photos, here's the whole deal. And he's yeah, no, we're gonna fucking die if we do this. Look, you can see the button. Look, you can see the button all over that. But you go back and Dan is nonchalantly oh, I'm just gonna lean up against this shelf. Click, 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 click.
Push button, push button.
It's Dan, 25 minutes ago, you literally fucking pissed your pants, man. How are you now? How are you now this nonchalant about all of this?
Well, because they've got nothing to hide. They're chill. They're good. It's easy. He wasn't peeing. He just sweat. You saw their pits. It was just a little groin sweat down there, Maybe.
But no, I mean, I really think that, yeah, the cartel was probably waiting to decide his fate. He's going to die one way or the other. Is he going to die in prison, or is he going to die out on the streets? And, I mean, he had the right thinking of, yeah, I saw my brother-in-law blow up, so, hey, this is for the kids' safety. I'm going to go ahead and start my car now. Nobody knows him from Adam, which is great. That's what he wants. But, dude, get a different car. Instead of having a white Cadillac, get something that blends in.
No way. It fits the most money. Did you not hear him with the cops?
No, yeah, it does have the biggest trunk space. I understand that. But he didn't have moolah in there. He was hiding his
collection
he did all
of tapes and
tapes and stuff.
Which I thought was crazy. If you keep, like, you're doing all this time to record this shit, but you think your car is going to explode, why keep the tapes in the fucking car? Why not keep, I mean, I guess he's moving motels, but, like, you spend, I don't know.
He leaves his motels and he thinks that he's going to blow up, but he loads the trunk up beforehand.
Yeah, like, leave it at the front desk. I don't know. Shit.
So do y'all think he really made tapes?
Yeah. Why else would they add this part in?
I don't know.
I just felt like it was such a throwaway.
Maybe because they we're trying to okay, how can we really kind of I mean, this is entertainment. How do we know this should happen? Because I will say and I don't know this for sure, but a lot of stuff even on Wikipedia talks about that that this movie is loosely based on his life, and it's just very little of the film is historically accurate and shit like that. So I'm just curious as to did he actually make tapes, and then who would have found and released the tapes? I don't know, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
well,
CIA's trying to cover it up. Yeah, obviously there's not going to be evidence of those tapes. So Conspiracy Fund says, yeah, there's tapes.
I think if he were smart, he would do videotapes. Yeah, but logistically and being a smart thinking person, I would just do audio tapes.
Oh, I love
the whole
this
deal.
History versus Hollywood. Did Barry Seals resign? To carry out covert operations for the CIA? No, he was fired by CIA for falsely signing medical leave when he was actually off trafficking weapons. He was arrested. He was arrested in '72. Oh man, yeah, this is awesome.
I mean, yeah,
but that's all cover up though.
This
is what actually happened.
Yeah, you think this movie? Maybe this movie is actually
it's
what
a
happened?
documentary. It said that in the beginning.
Oh shit! Yes.
Well, the film ends with Schaefer getting promoted for his idea, though it's soon discovered by the public, with reporters asking President Reagan and Vice President Bush about the scandal. Lucy and her kids move back to Baton Rouge, where she is seen contently working in fast food. One of her expensive pieces of jewelry is seen on her wrist in movie.
So let's talk about that bullshit. The FBI is there seizing everything you own. If you're wearing it, they can't take it from you.
She's loaded up looking like a queen coming down the stairs.
Yeah,
is that true?
Shit.
I don't know. No. Is that true? That as long as you're wearing it, they can't take it away from you?
I feel like it is. I've seen it referenced a few times in TV and movies, though. Like Schitt's Creek, it's something that happens. Like they're, the very first episode, they're seen putting on as much as they possibly can, because, they're not taking the stuff that they're actually wearing. So I don't know. I feel like there might be it might hold some water. I don't know.
Well, okay. So here's what I'm thinking though. If a judge signed off to assess a search warrant at your house, that most likely means there is going to be a warrant for your arrest.
Not necessarily.
I mean, they're going to find
maybe at some point, but I'm pretty sure they can come search your shit without arresting you, though.
But
if
she
you
literally
shove it in your prison pocket. They can't check that. So
she literally told him, "Oh, check the shoebox on the third shelf."
Right.
Well, she's
and
trying
you're
to help
gonna
him
find
out.
all
Hey,
the cash. You're gonna find all the fucking cash. Okay, possession of all this cash, even in that day and age, I'm sure is an arrestable offense because something is going on.
I mean, yeah, but they still got to prove why you got all that cash, though, right?
But still, we're going to take you into custody and we're going to question you. And while we take you into custody, we're also going to go ahead and fit you into these, inmate clothes. And we're going to keep all of your clothes for evidence because there could be DNA or fingerprints or some shit all over.
Well, it sounds like we need to get a lawyer on retainer so that we can ask these kind of questions because...
Now, before you get a lawyer on retainer, you got to buy me a PS5. Then you can get a lawyer.
Oh God, this again?
No, it's not going to go away.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I think Barry knew he was going to die. So, in doing so, why didn't he take several suitcases of money and prepare ahead so that way his gorgeous wife did not have to go work fast food.
No,
and
she
wear
wanted
hers.
to. She wanted to.
She mentioned it, but nobody wants to go work fast food.
Maybe she wanted to really show off her bling at the fast food restaurant.
Yeah, she's got all the money. She's just trying to keep herself
Was she
busy.
trying to get a new man with that bling?
Then go eat at the KFC every day instead of serving food at the KFC
You're
every
not gonna
day.
keep a figure like that eating at the KFC every day, JJ. You might be able to pull it off, but not all these people are so lucky.
I just don't see how you're gonna have all these millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, and you're not going to have different little storage units, safe houses, whatever, throughout the United States.
Yeah, the fact that they have no backup plan
for
blew
your
me
family
away.
for later on. I agree.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like, hey, hop in your Cadillac and drive to fucking Wyoming, locker 328. Here's the key.
All right, Men in Black.
Well, no, but I agree. JJ's right. I mean, you would
Oh,
have.
no, I think there should be a stash,
multiple,
too, yeah.
multiple backup
Oh,
plans.
dude, with that much
you know?
money, instead of keeping it on your property, he's worried about getting all of the guns and shit. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Get them off my property. No, don't fucking worry. Like, I would have had the money spread throughout the United States to where any town you want to go, any state you wanted to go to. Oh, you want to go live in New York? Guess what? Here's a town, whatever. You want to go to Canada? Saskatchewan. Here's 20 million in there.
Saskatchewan.
Doesn't matter. Like, I would have had money hidden all throughout the country with, here's a list, a secret list that only you can decode, and you know where the money's at. Get after it.
That's right. Agreed.
Well, this is the part of the podcast where we break down our movie. We give it our stamp of approval. We tell folks, is this movie still hold up? Does this movie represent a great movie night movie? And the way we do that, we bust it out on a 0 to 8 slice scale. It's going to be a pizza. So that's how we do things around here. 0 slice movie is going to be it's going to be a shitty movie. It's going to be a really bad movie. It's going to be like being arrested by the FBI, ATF, DEA, and the state police force all at once. Or an 8 slice movie is going to be a perfect movie. That great movie night movie. The one you want to watch over and over. It's going to be like that feeling when you find that Samsonite full of cash. You've got just so much cash, you don't know what to do with. So, JJ, this is going to be your movie. Do you want to start us off?
You know what?
I'm going to end it.
I do want to start us off.
Damn.
Bring it.
This is,
Bring
this is a new one.
What do we have?
Let's flip the narrative a little bit.
Flipping the narrative. Maybe base it on a true narrative?
It's going to be a little bit of a
Lightly?
historically fictional narrative.
I like it.
Overall, this movie is great. I really enjoyed it. I like watching it. I mean, there's twists and turns. There's so many different things happening. Barry is not afraid to, push the limit at all. And I love that. Take the risk. Get that money, playa. Go. 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 Now, does it have its faults? Yes. Does it actually, follow the true events that happened? No, not at all. I mean, yes, he did smuggle. Yes, he did work for the CIA. And yes, he did get assassinated. But it really doesn't follow the story true enough. But I think if you're looking at it from a, hey, I want to watch this movie, or I need something to watch on a Tuesday night or a Friday night or any night, it's actually a really good movie. And it's fun to sit down and enjoy it and watch it. Yeah, Tom Cruise sucks in general, but I mean, I think he actually, other than the southern accent, just like you said, Brian, he does do a good job in this movie. He really does play it off as the, ultimate flyboy, taking the risks, flying the planes, and dropping the drugs. I really enjoyed it. He had a smoking hot wife. Probably his decision in the end. He had to choose, who do you want to play your wife? Tom Cruise was like, that one. She was like, oh, we didn't even interview her. He'd be like, well, go ahead and interview her and then just give her the job. I'm sure that's how it went, but that one. I did really enjoy this movie. If I see it up on the list, I'll watch it again. I mean, it is It is fun. There's so much going on, and there is kind of a little mystery involved. How does he get away with it? What does he do? Why didn't he do that? It kind of keeps you thinking. Does it apply to today's options? No, because technology would win and you would get lost. But for that, I'm going to give it a good solid 4.5 slices.
Ooh, jeez. Wow.
4.5.
4.5
movie.
Man.
Wow. All right, Steve, you want next? You want me to take
I'll
it?
go next, Brian. So,
All right.
because
It'll be interesting.
because I've been thinking about this too for a while now, right? And not ever seeing this movie again, but watching it twice this past week. And I do agree with JJ. I really enjoyed this movie. I mean, I enjoyed this movie. I thought that, I mean, the action. I kind of dug some of the comedy stuff. I found myself laughing at sometimes, still going with the action, even though like a lot of the stuff I was like kind of cringy about. Okay, the fly, yeah, it like the pilot stuff at the beginning, but I did find some of the other flying stuff like really cool. The airplanes is just like the formation flights across Mino. I thought was like really kind of cool, and seeing them fly over the town. Like you can imagine like these guys looking like bombers from fucking World War II flying over this Arkansas town. I thought it was pretty neat. But also the his death, him dying. It did bring in a lot of the historical accuracies of it. There were some historical inaccuracies, and I get that this movie took a lot of how do I say, artistic licenses in the historicalness of it. However, it was an enjoyable movie, and like I say, watching it twice, I was not bored. Noticed that my wife came in, she watched it the full way through too, and even like paused it and was able to wanted to continue when she went to the bathroom, because she wanted to see what was going on, what happened with it. This is a pretty good damn movie. It is. And it's one that, will I watch it again? Yeah, I would watch it again. I'm not going to go to this to find like a historical accuracy type stuff, but I did like that they brought in a lot of the, from the Sandinistas and the Contras and Oliver North and the president and from Reagan and what he and all this other stuff. Sandinistas, Sandinistas. But I did like all that stuff, and I kind of like that part in movies to where they bring a lot of that stuff, even if some of the other stuff, like say, even the story didn't necessarily follow all of Barry Seal's life. The rest of it was really good. And I am a Tom Cruise fan. Whether as reluctantly as I want to say that or not, I kind of am. Because I like the energy that he does bring to the movies. The energy he brings to his movies, the passion that he puts into it and to his craft. So I do appreciate that, and I really like Jesse Plemons as the cop. I know it's stupid, but I kind of dig the dude. He's a goofy fucker, and he plays a goofy fucker in a lot of his movies. But I kind of dig him too. This movie is a 5 for me. It's a 5, straight up as a 5.
So Brian, Steve, and Tom Cruise both have little dick energy. What are your thoughts on American Made?
JJ, I'm gonna give it a score that I'm not in the range of you two. I don't feel like I came away really enjoying this movie. I'm kind of a sucker for based on true events. Honestly, you could have the middle name of one of the side characters the same as some true person, and you slap that on a movie, I'm going to like it a little bit more. I don't know why, but it just adds a little bit, hey, let's bring Hollywood to real life a little bit more. Bring in those cool world adventures, but
but to those things that could actually happen to me. Because, that's what I feel like all of us want deep down when you watch a movie. God, that'd be so cool if I was put in this situation. Or something similar. Maybe not all movies. Maybe not quite this movie. I'd shit my pants. It'd be running down my leg if I was in this movie. If I was the star. But I feel like it helps bring some of that magic into the real life situations. But I very much enjoyed it. We got a lot of these flight scenes. Not too much. So it's not like a overdone movie with flight scenes, something like Top Gun, but this is just enough to give you some fun excitement. I thought kind of the tie-in with Pablo Escobar and the whole Medellin cartel, I thought that was great. This feeling that you get from the government, like, hey, I'll toss on my tinfoil hat and believe that, hey, a lot of this happened. I could totally see the government hiding way more of this story than maybe is actually out there. But I think this is a movie I'll watch again. I feel like it's going to be one of those I completely forget about and I come across quite some time later and I'm really going to enjoy. And I'm excited to come back across it. And with that, I'm going to slap on a 6.5 slice movie.
Nice.
I very much enjoyed this movie.
I'll give that to you.
And JJ, it was a hell of a pick.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a great movie to watch. And I do feel like, Steve, like you said, your wife sits down and she's like, what are you watching? And then next thing you know, she's sucked into it and she's like, what's going on next? It is good for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, it is rated R. I think it's rated R mainly just because of the language and the drugs.
And the sex scenes.
Yeah, but I mean...
Oh, the sex scene.
There's really no nudity other than you see Tom Cruise's ass a couple times.
A little side boob.
A little bit of side boob from when they have like the naked people running to the cars during the big party.
You see that one dude's dick, which is crazy. His dick is like, he's got a fucking swinging dick. No shit on that in that scene. That was crazy.
I didn't pay any attention to that, but
I didn't notice any swinging.
You gotta watch it twice. You gotta watch it twice. You'll see that dude. You're like, whoa, there's some fucking hanging brain right there. No shit.
So that's why Brian gave it 6.5 inches.
Hey, I went to 6.5 after this.
I think it was more than that. That was fucking. That dude was fucking like packing. Which is probably like why he's the one chosen. He's like, yeah, I'll strip down. I'll run naked with these chicks. Watch this. Whap, 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 whap.
Slap, 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 slap. My knees are bruised.
Probably wasn't even in the script. Hey, do you need somebody to do this? I can do this. This is my special talent.
So I wonder if this is the first time when the two people who didn't make the pick selected higher than the person who did.
The picker pick lowest? I don't know.
I mean, it possibly is. I don't...
Actually, Dark Knight, that would have been true because JJ and Steve, you both gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. So technically, JJ would have been the lowest.
Well, no, we both gave it the same. So.
Yeah, we both tied on
You were both
7.
the lowest. I mean, which was the lowest?
Oh, I mean, but he has the lowest one on this one.
So American Made, JJ's pick of the week. I gave it a 6.5. He gave it a 4.5. Steve gave it a 5, which is going to bring it to a 5.33. Repeating, not too shabby for our score. Let's see where it lines up in our entire, where we at? Bam! It's going to come in 13. At the 13, huh? It is going to be better than White Men Can't Jump, Unbreakable, and Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but it is not quite as good as Whiplash, Tropic Thunder, and True Romance.
I dig it.
Which, I don't know. I'd probably watch it over.
I don't know.
I'd watch it over True Romance.
I actually just watched fucking Whiplash the other day. Actually, today, I watched Whiplash again. I would definitely watch True Romance and Whiplash over this one, so yeah. I had a pick.
I constantly have the Whiplash like song stuck in my head. Like Hallie gets mad at me because I'll just be like, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she's like, shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay.
Well, guys, we're wrapping up another episode.
Too much
movie night.
Just crushing the movies left and right.
Crushing the movies. Stay tuned every Wednesday. We got a new movie dropping. Give us a follow. Give us a review.
Hey,
guys, next week.
Thanks, everybody. Sci-fi next week. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned.
Wait.
5 stars. We love you guys.
Stay tuned.